Hello, and thank you for watching this March 23rd midweek ag forecast brought to you by Agrible, the makers of Morning Farm Report. My name is Eric Snodgrass, and I'm a senior atmospheric scientist and co-founder of Agrible. In so many of my videos this late winter and spring, I have highlighted severe thunderstorm activity, and this map sums it up perfectly. Basically, it is the most active start to the year for severe weather since 2008, and that year was record-setting. So far, we are over 200% of average for tornado, hail, and wind reports, and last Tuesday night's weather added even more. Just check out this incredible satellite image animation of the storms that raced across Tennessee, Georgia, and into the Carolinas on March 21st. A total of 359 reports of severe weather were made, including 205 wind reports and 154 reports of large hail. The animation is what we will soon have access to 24/7 when GOES 16 becomes fully operational, and it will be a valuable tool in understanding severe storms like these. Well, let's look at the big picture first and see how active the U.S. storm track is going to be over the next 10 days or so. This animation shows the winds in the jet stream on Thursday, March 23rd. Each one of those troughs in the flow will have the potential to initiate low-pressure systems once they clear the Rocky Mountains. And therefore, each will have the potential to produce more rain and thunderstorms across the United States. And this wave right here is the one that we're watching next. You see, this animation shows the surface winds on Thursday, March 23rd. Parked along the East Coast is a large and powerful high-pressure system that will dominate the flow for the end of the week, keeping fields across the southeast pretty dry. But notice this system brewing in the central United States. A deep trough, one of many that will be moving across the country in the next 10 days, will create a low-pressure system that will push through the central United States through the end of the week. This feature here is called a dry line, and it's a type of front that marks the boundary between very high humidity air and very dry air. And here's what it looks like. See how on one side of the front dew points soar into the 50s, while on the other side they fall into the teens or even lower? Well, that boundary will serve as the initiation point for severe storms on Thursday and Friday. And here's what the Storm Prediction Center is watching on Thursday for this severe weather development. It's primarily focused right here on the dry line, but the storm threat pushes into South Dakota as warm air surges north ahead of the low. By Thursday night, the low emerges from Colorado, and along that dry line, storms will fire from Kansas to Oklahoma and Texas. Now, Nebraska gets scattered showers and storms too out of this system. Now let's fast forward to Friday afternoon, and the low is now in Kansas. You see, north of the low, rain pushes into far southeastern South Dakota as well as Minnesota and Iowa. And look, it might be cool enough on the backside for some snow to mix in at times. But notice the line of storms developing from Missouri south into Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas. The Storm Prediction Center is watching that area closely too, and here's their severe storm outlook for Friday, March 24th. Expect strong winds and severe hail threat from these storms as they push through, and I cannot rule out the threat for isolated tornadoes as well. Well, by the weekend, the storms push to the east as the low-pressure system lifts off to the northeast, but not before bringing quite a bit of precipitation to large parts of the Corn Belt. Here are the latest projections for total accumulated rainfall through Sunday night. Now, as we saw a few minutes ago, the pattern is very active, and there is the potential for this to carry into the start of April. The latest runs by the GFS have favored the development of a southeastern ridge with a four corners trough. This flow pattern produces a lot of rain and severe weather for Texas through the central states, but it could also lead to warmer and drier weather in the southeast, as well as warmer and wetter central United States weather here for the Corn Belt. Now, this is really good news considering last week's drought monitor update showed that while drought has not gotten worse in the central United States, it is still there before we start our 2017 growing season. But check this out. The long-range 32-day outlook by the European model is also seeing that active pattern and the rain and storms that it will likely bring. While this is certainly not set in stone, look at the wetter forecast for fields from Texas and Louisiana and Arkansas, as well as a large section of the Corn Belt. This could be the spring rain that is needed to help alleviate the drought pressure through this region right in through here. So we will be watching this pattern very closely over the coming days and weeks. And with that, I'll go ahead and wrap up our forecast. Remember that our goal at Agrible is to provide the most timely and accurate weather forecast information so that you can efficiently plan your operation. Thank you for your attention. We hope you look forward to our next weather video update. Thank you.